In perilous times like today, people are looking for answers. More importantly than that, people are looking for the people who have the answers. They are looking for the people who know what to do when times get tough, who have the mental fortitude to make the decisions regardless of how popular or unpopular they are for the good of the nation. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the reasons why we need the Federal Reserve. A couple of things to note. Number one, I promise this video will not end the way you think it will, so I ask that you hang with me despite the fact that you might think the machine finally got to me or I popped a blood vessel in my brain. Number two, I am going to be discussing a brand new book that I have just written called Why We Need the Fed. And so if you are not interested in hearing about this new book, be warned. That's what this video is about. You know that I think it is very important to look at both sides of the argument, to constantly be challenging yourself to see whether you are wrong about something instead of just seeking confirmation bias to say, hey, here's all the reasons why I am right. That's what I have done with this book. You can see it's not a super thick book, but I have written about why we need the Federal Reserve. So I'd like to share with you a couple of the things that I wrote about in this brand new book. This is a book that is essential for anybody who is interested in understanding the critical role that the Federal Reserve has played in promoting economic stability and growth. From its very creation until today, this book, it chronicles the Fed's remarkable achievements in preserving the stability of the financial system, promoting full employment, fostering sustainable economic growth. The Fed has guided the country through periods of recession, depression, and financial crises. And so one of the things I'm trying to do with this book is challenge misconceptions that people have about the Fed and lay out a robust defense of its continued existence, outlining how this institution is so important, how they've maintained the long-term prosperity of our nation. This book is a comprehensive guide to the institution's history and its function. It provides readers with the purpose and the impact on the economy the Federal Reserve has had. And whether you're an economist, a policymaker, or just somebody seeking to understand about how the system works more, this book is a must read. Now, I told you in the beginning that this video would probably not end the way that you thought it would. And so if you are just about to give up all hope on me because you thought you knew me, and this seems like somebody must have paid me off, somebody must have got to my family, don't worry, this book is blank. Entirely blank. There's nothing in it. But I did make a table of contents. You can't see it there. Maybe you can see it there. I did make a table of contents for this book. So I'd like to read to you the chapters that are non-existent in this book. Number one, Born of Virtue, the selfless origin of the Federal Reserve. Number two, how the Fed saved America from the Great Depression. Chapter 3, Rescuing the U.S. Economy from the Oppressive Gold Standard, featuring FDR. Number 4, Rescuing the World from the Oppressive Gold Exchange Standard, featuring Nixon. Number 5, The Greenspan Era, orchestrating pure dot-com prosperity. Number 6, The Great Financial Crisis, a case study of economic heroism. Number 7, Quantitative Easing, how this controversial policy saved the US economy. Chapter number 8, 2020 and 3 trillion reasons to praise the Fed's brilliance. Number 9, the courageous battle against externally caused inflation. And then number 10, soft landing certainty, everlasting credibility, and a glorious future with CBDCs. Now, the final thing that I would like to share from this book is the dedication here. This book is dedicated to the tireless efforts of the Federal Reserve in promoting the economic well-being of the United States of America. Your unwavering commitment to ensuring financial stability, fostering sustainable growth, and reducing unemployment has been a beacon of hope for generations of Americans. This book celebrates the accomplishments of the Fed. We offer our profound gratitude for all you have done for our country. May your mission continue and inspire generations of policymakers and citizens to strive for a more prosperous and awe-inspiring future. Now, just in case, at this point you're thinking, how in the world could somebody even write those words? Don't worry, I used ChatGPT. I could not have by myself thought of all of those fantastic things to say about an institution that is so opposed and opposite to everything that I've just spoken about. So that's why I wanted to write this gag book for you guys. It is actually for sale on Amazon, just in case you are interested in getting it as a gift for somebody, especially if you know anybody who would probably agree with the things that this says. It is just a joke gag book. It is available on Amazon. You can find it in the link below. In reality, just to tie this together, I hope you understand at this point that I do not think we need the Federal Reserve. There is no need for a central bank. A central bank is a committee that, number one, plans the quantity of the money in circulation, and number two, decides the quality or the price, the cost of that money in circulation. Most people think that it's just the way that it has to be because it's the way it's always been, and they don't realize that the United States survived for its entire history up until the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1914. Yes, there were a few central banks that had been tried before that, but they all failed for good reason. And so we do not need a central bank to be there in order to set the quantity and the price of money for an entire economy. We can allow the free market to determine that by itself. We don't need a central bank set above other banks to bail them out and be a liquidity provider and make sure that banks don't go under when they take on risks that they shouldn't be taking on, as we are seeing play out right now. Those banks should be allowed to go under. Imagine what would happen if banks were actually able to fail. People would care about what the banks did with their money, which would mean that banks wouldn't get business unless they did conservative things with the money, didn't take on too much risk with the money. Also, we wouldn't have the ability for a money supply to continually expand into eternity. It would be limited and expand and contract based off of supply and demand, the growth and the decline, the interest rates, the technology, the growth, the stability, the risk, all factors that would contribute to the supply of money in the system. As people save, interest rates would go down to stimulate borrowing and spending. As that spending takes place, the savings pool dwindles. That drives interest rates back up, which causes people to then save again. Yes, the money supply would not be completely fixed, but it would be a heck of a lot better than it is today, constantly expanding at dangerous rates. We do not need a central bank. We need to restore financial stability by getting rid of the institution that claims to be there to provide financial stability, but in fact only causes more and more instability. If you do decide to pick up one or a few of these as a joke gift for people, my only request is that you leave a review, because the funniest thing about blank books, I'm sure you've seen others about, everything that men know about women or the accomplishments of Joe Biden or other things like that. The funniest parts of those books are the reviews that people leave. And it's a blank book. And so when you see reviews and comments from people saying, oh, this book is, full of, so detailed and has, it doesn't leave anything out. And you guys can be creative with that. But that's my only request, is that you would leave reviews with comments about it, especially because it's a blank book, because those are always very funny to read. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.